Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Wonder Snatch. Congratulations, Gawdland, for winning UK versus the World 3, okay, for Drag Race. Bringing the crown to Southeast Asia for the very first time, okay. So excited for her to win, okay. Thailand is obviously overjoyed, but I think everyone in Southeast Asia and in Asia is so happy that Gawdland won, okay. This is long time coming after Pangina Heels and Marina Summers were like robbed, okay, from their appearances on UK versus the World. This is really prime for a Gawdland win. Okay, so I'm going to do a makeup look inspired by Gawdland on the final episode of UK versus the World 3. Talk about why I love Drag Race Thailand so much. Okay, and yeah, so get ready with me and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so actually today I am wearing my broken Union Jack to represent the broken streak in UK versus the World, okay, where an international queen finally won, and so happy that it's an Asian queen. Okay, this season was really front-loaded with a lot of Asians, which really pleased me, okay. Gawdland, Zahaira, Minty Fresh, and Melina Verga, okay, they did fall quite fast at the beginning, which was quite upsetting, but I'm so happy that Gawdland stuck all the way to the end. Okay, I've been screenshotting some of her makeup looks on the last episode. She's so gorgeous here. I don't have the same facial features as her, but I'm going to try to see whether I can get this very soft kind of a halo eye that she's doing, okay? My anatomy sometimes does not agree with halo eyes, but we're going to try it again today, all right? A lot of shadows behind. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of this shirt and prep my skin, and I'll be right back. All right, everything's put away. Going into my Maybelline Baby Skin. This has been sitting around for a couple of years, but it still works very well. This is really heavy silicone-based primer. Fun fact, Thailand is the only country in Southeast Asia, or is it even most of Asia, which has never been colonized. It's always been ruled by a monarchy, okay, and it's never been colonized by the British, by the Spanish, by the Americans, anything. Okay, so most of the other Southeast Asian countries have been colonized at one point and the other, but Thailand has always been its own place. So, you know, maybe that's reflecting in the drag, that it's so amazing there. Okay, I'm going in with a lighter 2W today, since I have so much of this. Gawdland competed on the third season of Drag Race Thailand. Okay, I really was actually rooting for her the whole time, okay, because I thought she was really, really funny. And she did come up with a lot of amazing looks. She had a very nice trajectory also in that season. Okay, Derma Blend. As I mentioned, I am just overjoyed with her win. Of course, it was probably pretty much, I think, decided that she was going to win right from, I think, the first or second episode, or even before, because I think this whole season was actually tailored for an international queen to win. After the uproar, okay, of Pangina's shocking elimination in UK versus the World Season 1 and Marina Summers not winning over Tia Coffee over the last season, I think they really wanted to give the win to someone from Asia. Okay, I mean, you could see from the challenges, they had a whole silent movie challenge, okay, which does not penalize, okay, a foreign queen for not having English as their first language. For her makeover challenge, I mean, she could have very easily been put in the bottom, okay, but they spared her because she got quite a big burly guy for her makeover partner, okay, and she was safe for that episode, or even like high if they were talking about, because she got nothing but praise for how he looked. Any other season, I think that makeover would have been in the bottom. Hopefully today I won't end up looking like that guy, like the Olympian, because my bone structure is probably closer to his than Gawdland. And so happy to see her winning the videos of her at House of Heels, okay, with Pangina being so proud of her. Pangina really was quite the sacrificial lamb, okay, on UK versus the World Season 1, where they actually voted each other off. But they got rid of the lipstick this time, I think, really to try to preserve Gawdland all the way to the end. And Gawdland did have almost all of Thailand backing her, okay? All her wigs, her outfits, everything. I'm sure that she had a huge machinery of every single Thai queen and every single Thai designer working really hard to make sure she had the best package possible. And it really, really showed. Okay, I'm going to go in with my white to be in, but I need to wipe off all the blue from my last video. Goes in the center face. I think that needs a little more coverage. I'm going to try my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Okay, so Drag Race Thailand. I've done a few videos like talking about Drag Race Thailand before, but you know, I think it's worth talking about again because it is quite a iconic series. Okay, it is actually the first international Drag Race franchise. In 2018, it was the first overseas franchise out of the US. And it probably was, I don't think it was actually done by World of Wonder themselves. Okay, it was franchised by a local Thai company. Okay, and they franchised it and they did it. And I think World of Wonder just let them do it to test the waters because pretty soon after that, I think a few months after it was announced, Drag Race UK season 1 was equally announced in 2018. Okay, and when it first started, it was hosted by Art Aria and Pangina Heels, and that's what catapulted Pangina Heels into the orbit of Drag Race. Okay, so that she could go on to compete in further seasons and really become an international superstar. Nice and highlighted. And the winner of the first season was Natalia Pliakam, who also has the dubious honor of being the first big girl to win. Okay, but everyone always forgets her whenever people say a big girl has never won. Natalia Pliakam, when she won, she was, I guess, by definition, a big girl. But she's actually quite tiny, okay? I actually met her once, okay? They came to Singapore. I can't remember what show this was. I think it was maybe a Katia. When Katia came to perform, and I met her outside the theatre, took a picture. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. Yeah, and you could tell the first season was quite rough. Okay, it was very 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 Thai. Okay, I think because there wasn't so much input from World of Wonder, they actually managed to do it a very local kind of a flavor to it. In fact, it was so local that a lot of the stuff I didn't really get. Okay, they had a lot of involvement with local brands, I guess from the sponsors. You know, with I think it was like Line or it was some sort of a telephone company or something like that. Okay, they had a lot of product placement and everything. So. But of course, that was essential for making it successful. It was almost impossible to watch. I think I remember I had to watch it. I had to stream it on Daily Motion, okay, and it was really, really jerky at the time. And we had to rely on Kasakon to do all the translations at the time, and it was really good. It was also the blueprint of how subtitles were done for international franchises. Okay, they really had to get all the lingo, the drag lingo, because the drag lingo was always so specific to each country. It was really well done for Thailand because Kasakon actually put in brackets, you know, what all the subtext and everything was. So I think that was also something that was quite interesting at the time. Okay, that you actually got a glimpse. You really got a glimpse into the inner workings of the drag scene in different countries. So that's nicely contoured. I miss doing beige makeup. The blue makeup was a little bit challenging. You don't have that as many shades to work with. Other notable contestants in season 1 was Darius Doll, okay, who was a prawn farmer and did drag. I really liked her as well. She was really cute as a boy, and her drag was always very pretty. And she does this amazing Britney Spears impersonations, and she always does. Every time Britney Spears comes up with something, she will always do it at House of Heels. So you'll see her juggling knives and stuff like that. So I think she's hilarious also. Okay, but I think her English wasn't very good, so I don't think I ever really managed to chat with her. But she was one that I was also rooting for. One of the early outs was of course Bunny B. Fly, who ended up doing a lot of these like foam armor pieces for queens all over the world, and actually done a couple of pieces with her. Okay, I did this pink armor for Pink Dot once, and also my Malayan National Day look a couple of years ago. That was by Bunny B. Fly. It was a bit of a stressful experience, okay? Mainly because I think I ordered that and it took almost a year or more than a year to come. And when it came, I saw that she actually made a similar one for other queens, okay? And that actually made me quite angry that she almost sent an identical piece to another queen. I'm not sure whether she actually sent my original thing to this person because they paid more, or whether she replicated it and made another one for this other person, and I was holding on to mine so that the other person could post. So it was really, really annoying. So I don't think I ever order anything from her ever again. Okay. Let's put in those brows. Okay, so let's see. Gawdland's brows in this picture, they're quite low down. They're very natural. Okay, yeah, and I think the other queen I have seen after the show is Minnie Minaj. Okay, she was actually the first eliminated on season 1. Okay, but I think she hosts quite a lot of shows at House of Heels now in Bangkok, and she is actually pretty funny. Okay, she is pretty funny and quite good on the mic as well. So she's a pretty good host, and I think her whole aesthetic has evolved since then. And of course, Anime Wong. Anime Wong was so polished on that season that I really was quite excited for her too. Let's do these Gawdland brows. They go straight up, okay, like, and start quite low down here. I like this one. Just going to try to redo this side. Okay, I think that's more even. My eyebrows are still a little bit high. I'm just going to avoid the blue bits in there, since I'm going to be painting myself blue again very, very soon for my next show, Quabre Sings the Blues. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this up, powder my face, and be right back to talk about season 2 of Drag Race Thailand. Okay, I've powdered. So now I'm just going to melt the powders in with some of my new Made by Mitchell setting spray. Very light mist. This just helps to make the powders a bit less powdery. Okay, and I use a bit of his new blush balm. This blush balm in a kind of a very, what color would you call this? It's almost like a deep coral, okay? It's almost like a bronze, toasted terracotta it's called. Okay, so now I'm just going to try to put in this kind of a halo eye. I'm going to try to make it as soft as possible, okay? Gawdland's picture here, she uses very cool toned brown. So I'm going to be using this cool tone row from my painted palette. I'm going to go into the second lightest one first. Sorry, I can't remember any of the shade names. And I'm just going to pop that on the outer corner. Okay. Just going to start building up this halo eye. Okay, and instead of doing a cut crease, I'm just going to pop this also on the inner corner. Okay, I'm just try to keep this part here open. This part is going to link into the nose contour. Okay, so season 2 of Drag Race Thailand came in a year later, okay, in 2019. Okay, at this time it was still very Thai. Okay, it was still, this time I'm not sure whether World of Wonder actually had any role in it, but I think it was still local investors. This is a really long season. I remember it was, they had so many queens. How many queens? I think they had 14 queens, and it was quite a long season. Okay, and this season had the honor of being the first season where a trans queen won. Okay, Anjali Anang. Yeah, you can see Drag Race Thailand blazed the trail for many, many, many things. Okay, even before mainstream Drag Race thought about these things. Big girl winner, trans girl winner, host to contestant. Okay, so this is a bit of a wash. You can see it's just very, very light, mapping out the eye. And this season was also, of course, one who was closely watched in Singapore because a Singaporean queen actually got on. Okay, Vanda Miss Joachim, one of the most famous drag queens in Singapore, mother of the House of Joachim. A really, really nice person, okay? I've worked with her so many times. She was actually in a couple of my shows. My very first paid cabaret, my Vanda Miss Joachim kindly graced it and sang live. She also joined me on stage for a Sing Theatre sing-a-thon, okay? She came on and sang one of her songs too. And I was in a movie with her, okay? Number 2, okay? This local production about a real estate agent becoming a drag queen. Me and Vanda managed to do a couple of cameo, and I managed to spend a day with her in Hat Chai. Okay, so you can see I'm just going very, very slowly instead of just whacking things on. I'm going in slowly, and I'm going in the second darkest shade. Okay, and just putting it deeper in here, building up that pigment. Gawdland's makeup looks so good here. I don't think Kate Bush could have won, okay? Looking at them on stage, Kate Bush's makeup is still pretty bad. I don't think RuPaul was going to crown a queen with makeup skills like Kate Bush. Inner corner here. My lid space is a little bit limited for halo eye, so it's always difficult for the placement, but let's try. So building up very, very slowly. This might not work for my face. Other notable queens that at least stuck in my memory was Bandit. Okay, Bandit was a queen that was also a designer, and she had really, really amazing looks. Unfortunately, I think she has passed away, okay, in the last few years. And she's really missed, okay? She was such a beloved queen in Thailand. I think she died maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And yeah, she was one that I was also really, really keeping an eye out for. And we have interacted a few times online. She's, I think, liked some of my looks. And the other queen that I have met is Jeannie. Okay, Jeannie was also based in Singapore, but I think she is from India, and she had all these like white looks. Okay, and she has very conceptual, very ahead of her time, and she's always turning up at drag con these days with very elaborate outfits and costumes. Okay, and I think recently she's lost a lot of weight. Not sure whether it's Ozempic. She's been recounting her experience on Drag Race Thailand and reflecting on that time. So those are some really good, really fun things to watch. So give her a follow if you haven't already. Okay, I'm using a darker shade now just to contour this even more. So keeping it tighter in there like that. Okay, and then using that to bring up the halo here. So you can see I'm building this up slowly, using smaller and smaller brushes. So doing the halo eyes, almost like drawing a bracket on your eye. So I'm drawing like a parentheses out here, one, bringing this up here like that. You can see when I open my eyes, most of this disappears. So I need to add a lot more here. So going back with the lighter shades, blowing that out a little bit more. So still very, very, very light, okay? Okay, I think I can build that up a little bit more, but now I'm going to add the liner, okay? And she's got a very nice white line, which is something what I do, but hers extends a lot further, okay? That gives the eyes a nice slant, okay? And makes it more parallel to the brow. So the liner is thin, leaving this middle part here clear for the shimmer later. Okay, and unfortunately, because of my hooded eyes, I don't have that much lid space. See, once I do that, it covers almost all of it up. So this is a bit tricky. So it's like very, very soft. Her inner corner goes in a lot more than mine. So just extend it, make it very foxy. So she extends this eye in a lot more like that. All right, I'm just going to repeat this liner on the other side, and I'll be right back to talk about season 3. Okay, so I had to deepen it all up a bit. So I think my eyes really need a lot more contouring, okay, than Gawdland, because I have very, very hooded eyes and a very heavy brow bone. So I needed to add more black here, okay, to give that halo a little bit more, dimension like that. Yeah, so I don't normally do this pattern of eye. Okay, and I put in some grey lenses. That's what she's wearing. Real icy grey lens. I'm going to brighten up the center with some eye primer, the ABH eye primer. Just a small little dot. Actually use my fingers. Okay, and this go in the middle. I need a brush for that. My fingers are too fat. So almost like a cat's paw. Okay, open up. This is so much more draggy than Gawdland. Okay, set that with this bone color. Now that's a much more draggier halo eye compared to what she does. Okay, so this compared to that, this is a lot more draggy. All right. Season 3. I'm going to contour the rest of my face now. Okay, season 3 came after the pandemic. 2024 was season 3. This is when I think World of Wonder stepped in. Okay, I think the local investors probably ran out of money or did not find the return on investment. So they actually probably stepped back. And this is when World of Wonder came in and financed it. And this is when it really started looking like the American franchise. Okay, they had a whole new workroom. The challenges were all very geared to an American sensibility. Okay, and challenges that were a little bit less local than the first 2 seasons. Let's go with bronze a little more. This is my MAC. Okay, and of course season 3 was the season of Frankie Wonga, who won. Okay, Frankie Wonga does a lot of prosthetic work. In fact, he did this horse look, okay, which is very similar to the horse look that I did for Chinese New Year. I think there was one look which he came out early in the season, which really cemented his win. I put it here if I can find it. It was so good. Shaping the chin a bit. Okay, other notable contestants other than Gawdland in season 3 was Siam Pussy, who was an air steward, also quite attractive as a guy. For some reason, was not very liked amongst the other contestants. Okay, at first I didn't know why. I actually thought she was being bullied on season 3, but then she appeared on Malaysian Royale, and she was a little bit unhinged in Malaysian Royale. So I think I kind of like saw what kind of energy she brought to the room. So maybe that's why. But her looks are great, and she makes everything herself. And I think she is really someone who I think in a few years could be one of the most amazing drag queens from this region to join another international all-stars. ZP was a beautiful, beautiful trans lady. Okay, and she actually came to Singapore to perform once. She performed once at Riot, I think, or Baby Boy, and she was amazing. Okay, when she's on stage, everyone just erupts in applause. Everything she does, she's really a great performer. So I think they really pushed her to the end for this, and I think she's like one of Pangina's proteges. Okay, blush. I'm gonna go into the center here, some pink first, but deepen it up with some of this darker berry kind of a coral up here. Okay, set the face one more time, this time using my Morphe. And let's go into some of this Trixie Twinkle highlighter. This highlighter is crazy. The biggest star, of course, that came out of Drag Race Thailand is Pangina Heels. Okay, Pangina Heels is gorgeous, she's beautiful, she knows what she wants, and she performs really well too. Okay, I hosted a show once here. Okay, I'm not sure whether I made a very good impression because I'm so awkward. But she is one of the... I think everyone looks up to her here. Okay, she has so many businesses. I think she's opened several clubs and bars in Bangkok, and she's brought up an amazing crop of Thailand drag queens. Okay, who will likely take over the world. I really hope with Gawdland's win, more Southeast Asian queens like from Philippines and from this region will be invited to go on International All-Stars. Okay, so I'm almost done. I'm going to throw on a lip and an outfit, and I'll be back with a wrap-up. Silimi knocked off the microphone, so there's no sound in this section of the video. Okay, I just wanted to say, in this beautiful rainbow look, that, you know, the last few winners of drag competitions is moving its way down towards the equator. Okay, Neo Huru X won Dragula, followed by Nymphia Win in Drag Race America, then now Gawdland on UK vs. the World Season 3. Maybe a Singaporean queen will be next. Okay, so anyway, if you like this video and you love Gawdland and Drag Race Thailand, please, you know, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And also leave down in the comments below who's your favorite Drag Race Thailand queen. Yeah, and don't forget to get tickets to my next show, Quabre Sings the Blues. We're doing another jazzy show, and this time we're going to be all painted blue. Hope to see you there. Bye. Yeah, so halo eyes don't really work with my anatomy. You can see that this brow bone here is there's a little bit of a shadow which, you know, distracts from the look, I think. So it doesn't really suit me. Really, nothing beats a cut crease for a really manly face. Yeah, and don't forget to check out my other videos, okay? Here's one I did where I did a tribute to Pangina Heels. And of course for Chinese New Year when I turned it myself into a horse a la BoJack Horseman, a horsewoman. Bye!